What if this compact unit let you skip dump station drama, save fresh water every day, and still keep your rig smelling clean? If you've been eyeing a composting toilet for your RV, van, or off-grid cabin, the options feel confusing. I've been testing a budget-friendly model that finally makes sense, and I'll show you how it works and why it might be a smart upgrade. Stick around. In the last minute, I'll reveal the #1 mistake that causes odor and the exact fix that stops it cold. Now, a lot of you know off-season closures, holiday lines, and that please don't break moment are part of RV life. My wake-up call last July 2025, when my toilet pedal broke and I couldn't flush it. I slid underneath and it would not reattach. It was cracked. This is when the seed was planted. There has to be a simpler way. Instead of throwing more time and money at the same system, I started looking at alternatives that cut water use, reduce dump runs, and simplify daily living. That search led me to composting toilets. However, cost held me back for years. Many models hover around $1,000, but when I found a lower cost option, the math finally made sense, so I tested it in my motorhome. No one's scripting this for me. What follows is exactly what worked and what didn't. You really have two choices in composting toilets. First is the 2-chamber dry toilet. It keeps liquids and solids separate. Liquids flow into a sealed opaque bottle that you can lift out and empty without drawing attention. Solids drop into a lined bucket. After each use, you add a small scoop of dry material. That dry layer absorbs moisture and stops odor. This setup uses no power and is simple to install in an RV or van. The second choice is a traditional composting toilet. It tries to break waste down inside the unit. It usually has a mixing handle, steady airflow, and a small 12-volt fan that vents outside. You empty it less often, but it takes more hands-on management. It draws power, and the unit is larger and more expensive. Now here's the design I'm showing you today. It's a 2-chamber style. Liquids go in front, solids go in the back. The urine drains into a sealed, non-see-through bottle you can remove and empty discreetly. Solids land in a clean lined bucket. After every use, add a small amount of dry bulking material. That cover layer dries things out and shuts down odor. For the cover material, you can use coconut coir, peat moss, wood pellets, kitty litter, sawdust, and even coffee grounds. I prefer coconut coir because it stores in a small space, rehydrates quickly, and stays fluffy. Add just enough water to a coconut coir brick and it becomes a light, earthy material that works well and lasts for many uses. Setup is quick. Line the solids bucket with a compostable bag, add a base layer of coconut coir, and use the toilet. Then add a cover layer, 2 generous handfuls. That top layer is your odor cap and moisture sponge. The unit also includes a secondary lid for the bucket between uses. I rarely need it, but it's good insurance. The liquid bottle does more than it looks. A gasketed cap and a simple internal check help keep smells inside. Because the bottle is opaque and is jug-like, carrying it to a restroom to empty doesn't draw attention and it reads like a normal container. The shell is solid, no wobble. It doesn't scream toilet when visible, which matters in a compact bathroom. Since I boondock most of the time, water savings are steady and real. Traditional RV toilets sip water on every flush. Even careful use ends up roughly half to 1 gallon per day. With a composting toilet, that water stays in your tank. If your freshwater tank is around 20 to 30 gallons, that's several extra boondocking days without changing anything else. The big fear is smell. The fix is simple. Don't mix and keep it dry. Separation keeps urine's ammonia from activating the funk. Dryness keeps solids from going anaerobic. You control both with the cover material and the bottle routine. Toilet paper can go right into the solids bucket, and the coconut coir handles it. The compostable liner makes removal straightforward and tidy. Disposal depends on local rules. Many places allow bagged diapers and pet waste in household trash. How they treat bagged human waste varies by jurisdiction. Always check the local regulations where you can. If you're stationary on private land and want a true garden-ready compost, you need a proper humanure system and months of processing. That's great for a homestead, but not for travel. For motorhome life, a line bag approach plus legal responsible disposal where permitted is the actual path when you're not using a black tank. I do not permanently install my Trelino composting toilet. However, you can permanently install the toilet by simply removing the RV toilet. Place this where it sat and secure it with a few screws. You can keep the black tank valve closed most of the time and only use it if needed, or skip filling the black tank entirely. Cleaning is easy. A light vinegar and water spray and a quick wipe. The surfaces are smooth and don't hold odor. Here's a practical daily routine so the system runs itself. Pre-portion coconut coir into Ziploc bags so refills take seconds. Keep a small container of pellets or sawdust for quick top-offs. Stash 2 spare compostable liners in the base so you never run out. After emptying the liquid bottle, write the date on the cap. That easy habit keeps you ahead of the ammonia buildup. Why switch at all? Time and options. Fewer dump runs when stations are closed. Less stress on holiday weekends. A daily water conservation that quickly extends your stay. In my motorhome, I run it correctly. It's comfortable and drama-free. No noticeable smell, stable feel, and a design that blends in. Now the payoff I promised. The number one mistake that causes odor and the exact fix. The mistake is over-wet substrate. Your coconut coir feels like mud, odor rises, and the breakdown stalls. The fix is the squeeze test. After rehydrating, grab a handful and squeeze hard. You should see at most a drop or two. No stream, no drip. If it's wetter, spread it on a thin tray and air dry it for a bit, then reload. That's step 1. Step 2, cover every use with 2 generous handfuls. Don't skimp. That top layer is the odor lock and the moisture absorber. Step 3, empty the liquid bottle frequently, especially in heat. Don't let the urine sit for days. That's how ammonia builds up. Step 4, if freezing temperatures are coming, empty beforehand or keep the bottle warm. Frozen liquid expands and can crack the caps or fittings. Do these 4 steps and you'll get a clean, low-maintenance setup that lets you camp when you want, as long as you want, without chasing a dump station. Now here's my final checklist you can remember in one breath. Substrate barely damp. Cover every time. Empty liquids often. Simple cleaning routine, and keep spares on hand. Liners and pre-portioned coconut coir. Here's some quick answers to some common questions. What about toilet paper? Yes, it goes into the solids. Does it really save water? Typically about half to 1 gallon per day, which adds to real boondocking time over a week. Will people notice me carrying the bottle? It's opaque and jug-like, so it looks like a normal container. Can I still use my black tank? Absolutely. You can keep it as a backup. Does it feel stable? The gray unit I'm using is solid with no wobble when seated. Is it hard to install? I haven't done one, but basic hand tools and a few screws. Many replacements take under an hour. If you've been on the fence, I get it. Price, uncertainty, and the fear of smell kept me away too. A more affordable unit changed the math, and the day-to-day routine turned out simple. Dry substrate, consistent cover, frequent liquid dumps, and a quick wipe. Do that, and the system fades into the background and just works. I have a link to the Trelino composting toilets with a discount code for $15 off. Be safe, be kind, save water for drinking, not flushing, and enjoy these extra days off-grid. And I'll see you on the next trip.